And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Kevin Kollins Show, the Week in Review. We're back. It's the new year, 2013. It's January 25th. I'm Evan Bredesen, joined alongside, as always, as the host of the Kevin Kollins Show, Kevin Kollins. And Kevin, let's start off on a bit of a happy note, a light note. Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, the day of service. Ardale Evans has organized it several years here in the Will County area, and this is in accordance with Dr. King's family, who say they don't want it to be a day off for people. They want it to be a day on, a day of service, and you and your family participated. Talk a little bit about that experience.
We did. It was a great event. About 350 people came down to the University of St. Francis. There were activities all throughout the city, all throughout Will County, some down at Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery where we picked up wreaths. Others were at daycare centers, sanitizing and cleaning. Myself and my family went to Morning Star Mission where we stuffed envelopes for their year-end mailers to people. It's a great event. It was an unbelievable turnout, and it's just so nice to get out there, serve the community, meet other people. It was a great event, very successful.
Then moving a bit to the national side of the news, kind of the big national story, the Manti Te'o story. It keeps getting weirder and weirder,
Yeah.
But I was watching the TV last night, and I was watching a news talk show, and they had one journalist on who said that this is a non-story, the media should stop covering this, and this is an event that is not worthy of the national discussion it's getting. Personally, I disagree with that remark. I think it actually talks a lot about the state of our media, that this guy was allowed since September to lie about the death of his girlfriend all the way up through December. CBS, ESPN, Sports Illustrated, everyone was talking about this, and it was all a lie. No one in the media looked at it. So I actually think personally from that perspective it should be talked about. I also think it should be talked about from the Notre Dame perspective. Third incident in 2 years in which Notre Dame has had to deny culpability in a specific incident. First the Declan Sullivan, then you had the sexual assault that did or did not happen on campus where the young lady committed suicide. Now you have this, so Notre Dame back in the news for 3 times in 2 years, something they don't want to do. What do you personally think? Is this something that is worthy of the national discussion that it's getting?
I think myself, for Manti Te'o himself, you know, did he? Maybe he lied about it. Maybe it was all a hoax, whether he's in on it or not. It's of an interesting thing for me. It's not. I don't dislike him anymore. I just think I'm perplexed by, if he truly was a fraud, how that could happen to somebody for so long. For me, the biggest issue that I have from a media standpoint is with the University of Notre Dame. The fact that they knew about this, that they continued to move on and didn't announce it to the press in time so that the press could stop running stories on it. That was the biggest issue for me.
And then, of course, wrapping up the week in review for the stories, the Joliet shooting, Christopher Perry shot and killed. You then had a couple days later another shooting in Romeoville at the Brunswick zone. Is there a reason for people to be concerned? Obviously, gun violence already in the news with the Sandy Hook shooting. You also have the recent executive orders passed by President Obama. Now you have these shootings in Joliet and Will County at large. Should people be concerned about this?
Yeah, the year is not off to a good start for homicides and shootings. Joliet, they had the double homicide a while ago, then this recent one. It's not off to a good start. The good news is out of this that Joliet itself has 13 new police officers on the street. They're going to get out in the community policing. That will help this effort. And I'm sure Police Chief Trafton in Joliet is really looking hard at this and what they can do to get out there. It seems like a lot of it has been involved around gangs and around drugs, and so hopefully they'll crack down on that. And Will County, I'm sure Sheriff Kopus is going to get out there and get some task force together as well. They're going to look at this hard because if we trend in Joliet alone at 3 murders a month, that will more than double the murders that they had last year. So it's a serious problem. The gun issue is going to come into play on this as well, and it's going to be developing over the next couple months.
And obviously, like Kevin said, those new police officers, much needed. Got to get that neighborhood policing program up and running once again. Well, that's going to do it for Kevin Kollins and myself, Evan Bredesen, live from the WJOL newsroom. Thanks for watching.